Rolling our tape now. Jim, if you would just state your name and the name of your organization just so that I have you on file, please.
Jim Raffone, Jar of Hope.
Okay, and we know a little bit about Jar of Hope. You and I have met in the past, and I know you did a segment with Spadia not too long ago, and I know you know Jen, so you're familiar with us. But I just want to talk to you, mainly not only about Jar of Hope in the general sense, but also about this event that's coming up on the 16th, and the kind of the genesis behind that event, how that came to be, and how that's going to help your organization and further your cause.
Well, why, thank you. And yes, I'm very familiar with 101.5. Love listening to the station, and so grateful for the support that comes from it. Jar of Hope started in September of 2013 after my son was diagnosed with a terminal form of Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and this happens to be the culmination of 3 long years of hard work that was put into a 79-week, 79 gym campaign, and is also going to kick off the inaugural Duchenne Awareness Week in the state of New Jersey from September 7th, starting tomorrow, to September 13th, which, thanks to our Congressman and Senator Dancer, we got passed to raise more awareness for this deadly disease that takes the lives of children. And on Saturday, September 16th, iPlay America, we plan on finishing our 79th gym run, and after the workout in the morning from the hours of 8 to 9 a.m., we are going to attempt to break the Guinness Book of World Record for the largest group gathered to do push-ups for 1 minute. So we need all of people to come out from New Jersey and the surrounding areas of Freehold, especially in those in Freehold, to the number of 2,000 people we need to come together.
And I want to ask you about the actual record, as you were talking about. How are you stressing to people that, even giving 1 minute, obviously not including the travel time, but even giving 1 minute to donate their time to this activity can make a difference?
Oh, it most certainly can. To come out, if you've never heard of Duchenne before, to come out and learn more about deadly disease and then to partake in something truly historic. We have been going around, and it's a global event now that's come around. I've done 179 seminars around the world right now. I've been out to Hawaii, I've been up to Canada, all across our great country, and this day is going to bring it to a close. But we need all of these bodies to come together to show a sign of unity for these boys who can't do one push-up for themselves. And that's the reason behind Jar of Hope using the tool of the push-up, is because people in the health and fitness world, your average individual can get down and do one push-up. But boys suffering from Duchenne muscular dystrophy, where their body doesn't produce an amino acid to help them to produce muscle tissue, they'll never be strong enough to do it alone. And, we have the likes of Gary Michaels, who's going to come out and MC the event for us. We've got sponsors. Freehold Ford is going to be there. CKO Boxing of Freehold is coming out for us as well. Freedom Mortgage from Manalapan, New Jersey. These businesses, they see the importance of this day, and hopefully that we can get the citizens of Manalapan, of Freehold, of Marlborough, Howell to come out for these boys who unfortunately are terminally ill.
Right, and you mentioned the phrase terminally ill, and it just brings to my mind, since you have started this effort 4 years ago, where does the research and where does the state of medicine to treat this stand at this point?
That's a great question. Unfortunately, there's no cure. So the only thing that doctors share with we parents who get the diagnosis is to go home and love your son, there's nothing we can do for him. There are some pharmaceutical companies out there that are trying to forge into this area to try and find a cure for these kids. Right now, there's potentially one drug, but it only helps 8% of the population. So you've got a little 300,000 boys worldwide, 20,000 in the United States, and my son is one of only 120 other boys in the country that have the same strand of Duchenne. So it's very, very difficult for these pharmaceutical companies really to go ahead and try and find a cure for a child where there's only another 119 other boys like him. But nonetheless, they're trying for a larger segment of the population, and my hope is that if that works for the 8%, maybe in years to come they can use that technology to help children like my son. But the problem is time is of the essence. Between the ages of 8 and 12, children end up in a wheelchair. By 15, they're complete quadriplegics. By 17, they're on ventilators. So we at Jar of Hope are trying to change the trajectory of that disease where these kids will not end up in a wheelchair, where they will not end up as quadriplegics and or on a ventilator. We're trying to push those statistics off to give the researchers more time to help save our children.
And I think, and just by scrolling through your website, in doing research for this interview, something that I saw there, and that comes to my mind, obviously, when I think not only of Duchenne, but of, other muscular dystrophies in general, this is a time of year when I think a lot of people, New Jersey and otherwise, kind of have that in the back of their mind, because of the work that Jerry Lewis did for all those years. And I think that, getting something out there like this event is, crucial because, and you can certainly speak to this, it helps you establish a network.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, in the time of passing of Jerry Lewis, so the telethon that used to be was a staple of all of us of a certain age growing up. We were glued to the TV watching him over the weekend, and that's been gone for several years. And, we at Jar of Hope would love to resurrect the telethon again for people to get back behind this terrible disease, not just of Duchenne, but muscular dystrophy in a whole. But, yeah, we need this to re-engage the community and let them understand that this, even though unfortunately Jerry Lewis is gone and the telethon happened to go away as well, this disease is still here. It's still taking the lives of countless young men. Children are diagnosed with this. They're born with this disease, but it doesn't really show its ugly head until the ages between 4 and 6. So it's a pediatric disease. Kids are growing up and they're living longer with this disease. But 18 years of age, 18 to 25, is not a long time for these kids. And we have to get behind this, and we have to save these children from dying.
Well, Jim, as I expected, you're chock full of information, and I'm gonna circle back with Lori as to exactly when this will air. It'll air this upcoming Monday. So that's the 11th, and then I know your event is on the 16th. So I definitely wanted to, it was good timing for this to come to my attention because I've been trying to, figure out a good time where we can do a What's So Great About the Garden State piece with your group, and this seems as good a time as any. And I'm glad we're going to get it on the air a few days in advance of the event. Can you just you want to just plug your website real quick?
Sure. Please, if everybody can go to jarofhope.org, you can learn more about what we're doing, the studies that we have partnered with the University of Minnesota, and please feel free to donate.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to me this morning. Again, I'll be in touch with Lori, and the piece will air Monday. Have a great day, and again, thanks for talking to me.
Thank you very much. And I was told possibly to ask, we're trying to get Big Joe Henry at the event. Is that something that you're aware of his calendar and perhaps can get on? I'm
not sure if there's anything on his calendar, but I also don't know how far in advance he books. Like, I don't know what kind of clearance that would entail. I can ask around, but yeah, I'm not sure. That might be a little. That might be coming up too soon for him to get involved. At least, at the. I'm sure if we passed him a note on the air like that Saturday, he would say, "Hey, come on down to this event and come check it out and support."
So for 101 to broadcast live there, it might be too late.
Might be too late. I can certainly ask, but that's my gut feeling about that.
Right. Okay.
All right,
Patrick. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
All right, not a problem. You too. Thanks.
All right. You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.